Hi, hello. I'll make a long story really short. I was doing my makeup and I kind of was doing this purpley lip. And I was like, maybe I should overdrew it a bit. And I was like, oh, that doesn't look right. And then I was like, why don't I make it into like a sort of weird kind of, is it kind of alien-y, infection, possessed thing? My hair is because I had it in a ponytail, took it out, and this is what it came out as. And I'm not mad. This isn't actually the worst hairstyle I've had, so I've just left it. Um, Although I think it's slowly deflating the more I talk. So before we get into this, if I look different, it's because this is I filmed this after. It's still inside. I'm putting in. I thought I'd get you some words from my boyfriend and get his thoughts on it. So I haven't included them all. It's like 6 minutes. But yeah, here they are. Episode 4. And from a little pre-discussion, you have a very different opinion than I do on episode 4. Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror.
I will say, I don't think it was a spectacularly good episode, but I do think it was better than any other one I've seen so far.
Really?
The main reason I enjoyed it is because I personally love Nikola Tesla.
Do you know a lot about him?
What?
Did you know a lot about him before the episode?
I know a fair amount about him. I thought the fact that he played Nikola Tesla as respectable, polite, but not exceptionally modest was good. Because I don't know much about how Nikola Tesla actually was, but I think he should be portrayed as the man he was, which was an absolute, unbelievably fucking genius. So I thought that was good. I liked the characters. I liked the information. Plot was a bit to be perfectly honest. But yeah, that episode I will say was better. And as I say, love the fact Nikola Tesla was actually portrayed as the genius that he was. Something I miss out on a lot because most people just go, oh yeah, Edison was a genius. No, Edison was a... You can bleep that bit out if you want. Admittedly, I thought it was a bit iffy that they made Edison seem like more of a good guy because he was an absolute arsehole. But the fact that it actually shone Nikola Tesla in the light which he's been deserving since his time was good. That I thoroughly enjoyed. I have all the time in the world for accurate British television.
Do you remember what his final line was in the episode? I liked it. I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was, the present is theirs, but I work for the future and the future is mine.
Yes. That's that. Okay. No, I didn't remember that line, but yes, that is a very good line.
Anyway, Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. Ooh, great, amazing title. So, episode was amazing. I'm going to get out there now. I really liked it. I think it was the best of the season. So, the opening of the story, I was surprised by how long we spend not with the Doctor and the companions. I feel like I've missed this from a Doctor episode where we're with the guest cast and then we see the Doctor and the companions turn up. We don't see them land, we don't see them, oh, hijinks, they just turn up. I was engaged when they were showing Nikola Tesla at Niagara Falls. I was going, oh, this is intriguing. I liked how it was shot. Again, it's different to the guy who did Spyfall Part 2 and All 55, in that although, yes, it wasn't like, wow, look at this Nikola Tesla experiment. It was more than just, it did. Like, I noticed it. I was like, oh, I thought that was shot very well. The story was really good. It was really well written. It was a different story. I thought I liked that it was aliens who just wanted Nikola Tesla because they wanted like an onboard engineer, basically, and they don't do anything for themselves, so they had to get someone else to do it. But because the Doctor foils them, it's like, we can't have him. They're like, find them. We'll burn the planet. Have it your way. We're gonna take him and we're gonna destroy the planet. Sweet. And I kind of like, there's a pin on the floor, that's so unsafe. The story is really well written. I liked the general feel of it. I liked the changing from location. Again, there was a lot of, which I think is a thing with 13, is it's like, run here, then we run here, then we run there. But here it felt interesting because we were learning more about the villains, we were learning more about the orb of something. And oh, the orb was a really cool, I don't know, but I really liked how they sort of built this like whole brief mythology of what the orb was originally intended for, just to be like, but it's not doing that, it's reversed because it's been stolen. I don't know, I think some people might think that's pointless, but I was like, oh, that's cool world building. From an over 50 year show, it's cool world building. And it also meant we got to see Silurian Blaster, although a slightly different nozzle at the end. It was more like a sort of harsh metal sort of can at the end, whereas before I think it was flat at the end, like a sort of Sea Devil gun. But I liked that cameo. Maybe that's a home and we're getting Sea Devils this season. Maybe we say we're getting Sea Devils every season. So Nikola Tesla, played by Goran Vishnik. Think I'm saying it right. Was amazing. I'm very happy because I was a bit worried because don't think I've seen anything with Goran Vishnik in, or if I have, I didn't recognise him. So, and I always think historical figures are a little bit tricky because I think I had the same kind of dread when I saw about they were doing Rosa. So, yeah, I loved him. I'm glad that this episode was centered around him entirely. Nikola Tesla was both intelligent, based on this story's depiction of him, intelligent and likable and interesting. And I just wanted to know more about him. Like, I want to know more about Nikola Tesla. I've genuinely forgotten her name. His partner, I don't know who she was to him. I think she was just worked with him. She was nice, but I don't think the Rue episode needed her. I think she took up a bit of room. No, not too much though. Like, she was quite small altogether. She didn't take up again. If you took her out of it, yeah, it'd be a little bit better. But it wouldn't be that much of a difference, to be honest. And I was convinced that she was a deep undercover agent. I think it was Tom on Instagram. No, Instagram. Tom on Twitter. I think if it was you, if you're watching this, I think it was you that said, like, oh, I thought she was a baddie, and I was like, yeah, me too. I was convinced that she was gonna at the end, like, pull off her mask, like Roger Delgado. Right. There's just been a sudden cut in the editing because I can't handle that hair anymore. You get back, beast, get back. I can't handle that anymore. I can't handle it. So sorry that it's like inconsistent, but I literally couldn't see the camera. I don't know. Enough with hair. On to Thomas Edison. I'm a lot closer to camera than I was before. I wasn't expecting him to be as big of a part as he was. I thought he'd be more of like when Charles Babbage, who I completely forgot to mention in my review of it, when Charles Babbage turned up briefly in as I was saying, when Charles Babbage briefly turned up in Spyfall Part 2, I thought this would be the same, but no, Thomas Edison was on the journey with them. And I didn't mind him. He was quite amusing. I do think the decision at the end to give him like maybe he isn't, entirely awful. I get why they did it. I wasn't mad at it. I thought it was a sweet little thing at the end. And you do hate him as a character. I hated it as a character. I was like, oh, but he wasn't inhuman. Like when he's like, oh, I have to tell his wife. That's that guy he knew who gets killed by the Skithra. Like the first thing he did is, I have to tell his wife. But then pretty quickly forgets about it in the rest of the adventure. The Doctor and the Fam were really good in this episode. I really liked them. Ryan, I thought, was the most sidelined, which I didn't mind, because after all 55, he lost that spot. He didn't deserve another episode where he was the highlight. Yaz and Graham were a bit more active in this story, I think. Again, it would be nice to see Yaz get a proper focus story. Just once, that's all I want. I guess we kind of got it a little bit with Spyfall, and we got it with Demons of the Punjab last season. That's about it. And most other episodes are Ryan/Graham centric. But Yaz was good here. She felt more useful than North from 55 anyway. And I liked her being paired with Tesla, because there was that little commentary. It wasn't too obvious, but when there was something about him not being an American citizen, and I thought that was kind of interesting how they didn't focus on that, but they did include it to sort of be like, he also faced a little. It's kind of sad how that's still going on today. He faced sort of accusations that he wasn't a proper American, even though he's an American citizen. And it kind of parallels like when Yaz was talking about the name she gets called as a police officer because of her skin colour. So I don't know if that's deliberate, but I thought if that was deliberate, I thought that was a sweet choice. Like they paired up on the ship, and she was like, we can't just go down fighting. The Doctor was at her best. It was great. Her connection to Tesla seemed real when he was like, there's nothing. It was a line about something nothing more beautiful than inventing, something like that. And she was sort of almost stunned, like she when she went, I couldn't agree more. It felt like she was meeting someone like her, which I think doesn't happen very often. Obviously not like, he's not obviously anything similar to the Time Lords and isn't like the Master. This incarnation of the Doctor seems to be really close to Tesla in sort of what they want to do and what they enjoy doing. And I also liked other things. I liked her confrontations with the Skithra Queen. And I liked her reaction to when she was like, oh, have you ever seen a dead planet? She did say the oh before I had that in. Oh, I liked that reaction. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Jodie's performance, and I like her Doctor. Although I will not even attempt to rank her amongst other Doctors until her tenure is finished, because I do not believe that is a fair way to judge. The villains were the Skithra, who are really cool villains. I think they're second when it comes to my favourite sort of new villains for the Doctor under the Kasavan. I liked the Skithra. I thought the CGI for when they were in their scorpion form looked really good. Their human forms were also quite scary. Particularly, I don't know if this is because they got given different things to work with, but when Garan Vishnik, the very little we saw of him as sort of that Skithra impersonator, had a very different performance to the other one, the one who was Thomas Edison's mate. I liked the way that the mate did it, the way his sort of mouth only looked kind of animalistic, but the other ones didn't have that kind of characteristics to them, so I'm not sure why they had inconsistencies there, but they did. The Queen of the Skithra was played by Anjli Mohindra. If I'm saying that wrong, please tell me. I'm very sorry. Who obviously played Rani in the Sarah Jane Adventures, and there was a lot of hype about her coming back because of that role, and I thought she lived up to it. Her performance was a bit Rachnos-esque, a little bit, and it didn't help that her costume looked a bit Rachnos-esque, but I think she definitely had a difference. I think she had more actual menace, whereas the Empress of the Rachnos was a bit more camp. Even down to the fact that they don't have individual names. It's Empress of the Rachnos, Queen of the Skithra. I feel like the writer was watching The Runaway Bride when she was writing this. I feel like she must have got inspiration from it. Not like she stole it, but it feels really coincidental that all those things line up. There was a little bit of the return of the Dreg editing with the random close-up shots. I think they worked better here with the music, because the sort of almost horror, the weird like music around the Skithra. I haven't even shouted out Sagan Akinola yet during my reviews. Love his score, and that he kind of gives every episode, or they'll be like, like Rose's episode has quite a distinct sort of score, and the score for Kablam, that's it, had a distinct one, and Resolution and this season, Spyfall had especially Spyfall Part 1 had a very distinct score. This one, mainly with the skiff threat, I was like, oh, that's cool. I thought it was on a horror. That's the first thing I expected in like a horror trailer. And I think that they worked better here. But again, they're still like, for goodness sake, stop with the close-ups, okay? You can't just... I don't know who's editing this season, because they need to pull their finger out. Especially as when you get to see, especially when she enters that Nicola's sort of lab place at the end, you get to see a bit of her physical performance. And I was like, her performance, because before it was, oh, it's good. But when you get to see her in full body actually acting it out, I was like, oh, this is great. She's really living the character. So that's a shame that they kind of removed a big part of her performance. Loved the makeup and the appearance. I liked the weird sort of almost glowing